Ladies, how would you react if you found out you were pregnant tomorrow? What if you knew that your health problems could prevent you from having a healthy delivery or even lead to death? Gentlemen, how would you feel if you found out you were going to be a dad tomorrow? What if you had no job, no home, and no money at the time? What if you knew you wouldn't be able to provide your future child with the life they deserve? You never really know if you're pro-life or pro-choice until you are in the situation yourself. The Constitution gives women the right to privacy and reproductive rights. The Supreme Court legalized abortion for women back in 1973. Since then, over 35 million women have had legal abortions. 24% of pregnancies are aborted. There have been 61.8 million abortions in the U.S. to date, 850,000 abortions in the U.S. this year, 2,362 per day, 98 per hour, and one abortion every 96 seconds. Researchers from the Guttmacher Institute compared quantitative data from 2004 and 1987 surveys and found that the main reasons women reported for having abortions or not being ready for pregnancy were the same in both. The majority of women, as you can see here, said that the number one reason for not wanting to have a child was because it could interfere with their education, work, or ability to care for dependents. Additionally, the other women recorded that they could not afford a baby right now, or were having relationship problems, or were single and did not want to be a single mother. Nearly 4 in 10 women said they had completed their childbearing, and almost 1/3 were not ready to have a child. Fewer than 1% said their parents' or partner's desire for them to have an abortion was the most important reason. Younger women often reported that they were unprepared for the transition to motherhood, while other women regularly cited their responsibility to their dependents. Of the women that were studied, 57% had some college education, 88% were from a metropolitan area, 57% were low income, and 36% were from ethnic backgrounds. Now that you know the statistics, let's dive in a little deeper. Pro-life or pro-choice? Pro-life supporters claim that abortion is murder and therefore against God's will. However, pro-choice defenders argue that abortion is not murder since the fetus is not yet a fully formed human. Some people say that abortion is a woman's right. On the other side, they say it's an issue of morality. Even though the U.S. Supreme Court ruled abortions legal back in 1973, the topic, including the question of how late can you have an abortion and when does a fetus become more than just a clump of cells, arises. If you believe that a fetus is anything more than just a clump of cells, you would also have to consider everything else that has a beating heartbeat but hardly any brain function, a living, breathing thing too. The same people that preach pro-life eat animal meat, hunt, and fish. These people also abide by the Constitution when it's convenient to them, yet want to strip a woman of her constitutional and medical rights. In addition to this, pro-lifers claim she should have used some form of birth control, condoms, or emergency contraceptive. However, birth control fails, condoms break, and not everyone has access to affordable health care. The pro-lifers believe in the case of an accident or rape, a woman should forcefully carry an unwanted pregnancy for the entire 10 months, grow a bond with said child, then give the child up for adoption. It seems great until you look at the adoption statistics. Hundreds of thousands of children are waiting to be adopted in the U.S. today. 400,000 children are in the foster care system. I encourage you, go adopt one. Until then, consider these last and final thoughts. Condoms break, birth control fails, and healthcare isn't free. It could be your daughter, your sister, your wife, your girlfriend, your best friend. It could even be you. Would you still be pro-life if someone you knew and loved would die from childbirth or was raped and fell pregnant? Would you still be pro-life if your 16-year-old daughter came to you bearing news of pregnancy? And would you still be pro-life if all 4 pregnancy tests you took came back positive after you just lost your job and had been evicted from your home? Lucky for you, you have a choice. In conclusion, abortion should stay legal, women's rights should be protected, and we should always have a choice. Pro-choice.